Hi guys. No one's here yet, so I'm just gonna start this off with a disclaimer to those of you who are not watching this live. I know live streams tend to get a bit long, so I'm gonna go ahead after this is all said and done. I'm gonna add some timestamps in the description box below so that you can find whatever questions you guys are most interested in. I'm gonna do my best to categorize this in topics. Oh, hi. People are starting to come. I should probably turn on my chat. Boop, boop, boo. How do I do it? Someone say hi so I know what I'm doing. Again, I'm brand new to live streaming. This is the first, I guess, official live stream. Hello! Okay, see you guys. Hi, everybody. So I asked you guys a week ago for some questions. I haven't really thought out. Hello, hi everyone. I haven't really thought through or scripted any answers, but I did go ahead and categorize all of the questions you guys asked me. So I'm gonna try and keep this Q&A to more, I don't know, sort of organized so that it's easy for people to navigate once this is not live and people want to go back and watch the full thing about things they're interested in. So I do have lots of questions, so I think I'm just going to get started. I know you guys are still showing up. Welcome. Hi. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get started. Otherwise, we're going to be here all freaking day. First category I want to talk about is my diet and what kind of foods I'm eating out here. I got a lot of questions about that. I've been a pescatarian for 12 years, but I just started practicing a vegan lifestyle since December 31st, actually. So, let's see. What do you eat in a day? Since moving to Hawaii, I've been eating a lot more whole foods than I was previously. My diet had really gotten out of control. I was eating a lot of processed foods, lots of greasy foods, high fat, and out here things have been very simplified. So I have a smoothie usually every morning with frozen berries and greens. In the evenings, I've had the tendency to do more stir fries, vegetable heavy dishes. And lunches, I just am pretty chill about as well. I don't know, beans, rice, grains, fruits, vegetables, lots of bananas. I still eat apples out here. I didn't know how many apples I'd be eating out here because I used to eat apples all the time, but I still eat a lot of them. The only really processed food I'm purchasing out here is my hummus. Eventually I'll probably make my own hummus, but just while I get settled into things, I still do purchase hummus from the grocery store. And I did just have a friend in town, so we did go out to eat a lot, so that kind of did affect my diet as of late. So I'm feeling a little sodium heavy. I feel like I'm eating a lot of salty foods, and I can't wait to get back into a routine of going to the farmer's market and stuff. What are your go-to meals? Go-to meals are, I don't know. Well, a smoothie. I eat a smoothie almost every day. I eat peanut butter and honey sandwiches sometimes is a really easy go-to thing. And yeah, stir fries. We have soy sauce here, and my roommate got me hooked on this stuff called furikake, which is a Japanese seaweed blend. So it's got kind of that, yeah, I don't know, Asian-y influence, which is new for me to be cooking with, but it's been fun. And then the last question I have about, oh no, that was it. I just wrote a little reminder note. Stay tuned for more vegan related videos. I will deep dive into that sort of topic in another video. So does anyone here, well, I guess for those of you who just joined me, welcome. I'm trying to keep the chat kind kind of like category based. So people that don't watch this live can go back and watch just the topics they're interested in. So right now I was just answering questions about my diet out here. Everyone's just saying hi. Well, hello everyone. Hi, welcome to my first live Q&A. Does anyone have questions out there? It's okay if you don't. We'll move on. Yes, I do live in Hawaii. Well, yeah, I mean, I bought a one-way ticket here and I'm woofing out here, which I will actually start talking about right now. So for those of you who don't know, WOOFing is a worldwide organization that pairs organic farms, air quote, organic farms, with people who want to do like a work trade. So there's no money involved. You have to come to an agreement before arrival, and it's like basically they expect you to work this amount of hours in and then they give you housing and sometimes food. So I am doing that out here, which is really helpful because I basically moved here with no money, and it has allowed me to really get started because, again, she's providing a lot of beans and rice, like very simple foods, as well as the fruit that we're growing on the property. We grow bananas, pineapples, there's turmeric, lots of herbs, cherry tomatoes, peppers, all sorts of things. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to answer some questions related to woofing and life in Hawaii because that is what you guys are most interested in. Oh, someone just asked, Cami, hi Cami, you asked me what my favorite source of protein is for vegan diet. I really like quinoa. I eat a lot of quinoa because quinoa is a complete protein. Otherwise, I eat a lot of almonds too. And almonds have good protein. So I guess nuts, grains. Let's see. Quinoa is spelled Quinoa. But it is really good. The fruit and produce is very expensive out here. Someone yesterday told me that groceries cost 33% more than the mainland, and I would beg to differ that it's probably higher than that. Maybe 33% more than, say, California, which is kind of expensive too. But yes, fruit and produce, I mean, literally everything is expensive. The prices at the farmer's market, I was not offended by, so that is what I would like to do. Hopefully every week or every other week. Okay. What is your favorite part of woofing? My favorite part of woofing, I mean, it's cool that there is no money involved, and that was a huge reason why I decided to do this and have always wanted to do it basically since I heard of it maybe 10 years ago. It just, sometimes I worry that I'm like, I just don't want to be this like privileged millennial. I know that's so stupid to say, but it feels cool that I'm kind of at, I don't know, I think it's just stretching my comfort zone, and that's what interested me in it. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite part about it, but it's a huge reason why I went into it. I also really like being able to work outdoors and do physical labor because most of my other jobs were physically demanding, but it was mostly just walking on my feet and being on my feet all day. Now I get to use like my upper body, and I get to carry things, lift things. And it feels good to get dirty and sweat and work outside and all that sort of stuff. Which leads me to my next question is, what kind of jobs do you have while woofing? And I work on an Airbnb property, so it is definitely not the norm when people think of woofing. When you think of woofing, it's usually farming and gardening. So half of my time is spent cleaning rooms and organizing things around the house. And then the other half of that time is going to be spent gardening and weeding and harvesting fruit. So it is a really nice mix that I really enjoy because every day is really different. Sorry, I'm reading questions. You guys are, hello. Okay. Ooh, favorite Vitamix recipe? I might have to get back to you on that because I'm just like making it up as I go. How do you woof? So woofing is spelled WOOFF, and they have a website, so you just Google it, and you purchase your membership by country. So I am a member of WOOF USA for an entire year. I think it was $40 for the membership, and again, that lasts you an entire year, and that gives you access to the full database of farms. And basically what you do is you read their pages, see what interests you, see where they're located, and then you email them, and from that point, the organization is basically uninvolved. And so I actually took 6 weeks of interviewing, and I turned down a couple places, and I got rejected from a couple places, and then finally I found where I am now. So everyone's experience is very different. It's so dependent on where you end up because, again, it's a database that you use, and it's not necessarily, they're not really like in charge of the farms and the organizations. They do, however, visit certain locations, and then they are WOOF certified, which I believe the property I'm at is WOOF certified, which was a definite positive for me just to make sure that it's not super sketchy. Let's see what other things you guys are asking. Woofing and workaway are basically the same, except workaway is more universal, or there's more jobs involved. But the woman who I am living, well, I'm living at her place, she's on workaway as well as WOOF. So there's a lot of overlap. And I think I will probably try workaway in the future because it sounds really great. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going with every question you guys are asking me right now is sort of on my list, so I'm just gonna keep going down the list. And again, these are questions that I asked for in a previous video, so I just thought I would answer them live. What is your daily schedule like, and do you get time to yourself? So that someone asked something very similar to that about like free time. My schedule varies, so I work 5 days a week, usually from 9:30 to about 3. That's because of like a lunch break. I usually try and skip my lunch break as often as possible. Some days we start earlier, some days we start at 10, but it is, you know, the morning and the afternoon. And again, every day is different, whether I'm working inside cleaning or outside doing yard work and stuff. And do I get time to myself? Well, of course I do. So I'm off work around 3. And I have this really nice private loft space, so I come up here and usually put my headphones on, listen to, I don't know, podcasts, watch videos, do kind of what I used to do. Otherwise, I like to walk to the park where I have live streamed in the past, and I will film a lot of videos from that park. It is walking distance from my house. I go there to do yoga, sometimes I journal, read. I go there to talk on the phone a lot because being on an Airbnb property, it is very important that we don't make a lot of noise here. So if I'm gonna do noisy stuff, I usually go there. And I bought some yoga passes at a yoga studio nearby so I can do that. Otherwise, you know, on my days off, I will usually go out of town and hitchhike somewhere because that's kind of how you get around, which I will talk more about later. But yes, I do get time to myself. Granted, I am starting my night job tomorrow, so I have to kiss a lot of that time goodbye, which we'll see how that goes. Trisha said, you inspired me to travel the country. I'm going to be living and working in Yellowstone for 6 months and starting in April, and then after that we will be traveling in a van. Congratulations! That's so exciting. Yellowstone's so fun. So fun. That'll be awesome. And honestly, I don't know what kind of work you're going to be doing, but I met a lot of cool employees, like cool servers, and I still correspond with one of them who I just hit it off with, and it's awesome. You're going to make so many friends and do so much hiking. In fact, sorry, side tangent, but when I was debating what I wanted to do next, before I nailed down Hawaii, it was Montana. Working at Glacier was a huge option for me, just to like save some money and go hiking every day, you know? No, it is not modern type slavery. We do have time off. I work about 25 hours a week, so, you know, some might consider that slavery. It is definitely not. Can I have visitors? Actually, no, I can't. We are not allowed to have anyone, like, even in the driveway. She's really picky about that, which is whatever. I've adapted. I think if I had a friend visiting and they were willing to do the work, I'm sure she'd let them, like, sleep in my bed with me. But I haven't asked because I don't know if any of my friends are interested in vacationing that way, because it is a very specific type of vacation. Me, I came here to work, so it's not as hard for me to deal with, I guess. Yes, I do watch Elise from Raw Alignment. She actually went to the farm that I was really interested in, who I hope to still visit while I'm on the island. That's such a compliment that she reminds me of, wait, I can't, I should just read this out loud. She reminds me a lot of you. That's really nice. Thanks. I suck at this live thing. Thank you. That's really sweet. She seems really cool, and she has also inspired me, not so much on like woofing or moving to Hawaii, but I've utilized her as a resource for motivation and vegan stuff. So that's awesome. It would be cool if our paths crossed one day. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, you guys, this is gonna be a long stream. Holy buckets. Someone asked me why I don't like the town I'm living in. I never said that. On my last stream, I was kind of, well, no. On my first video in Hawaii, I was reflecting on some of the challenges I was dealing with, and I was just feeling really trapped in my town because I don't have a car and it's hard to get around. I do really like the town I'm in. It's got basically everything I need. Groceries is the one thing that takes a lot of time to do, but it's still doable. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this, actually. But I do really like the town. Everyone I've met is super nice. It's very local. It's not so much touristy, even though we are kind of surrounded by tourism on both sides of us. So no, I really like it here. It's just, it was more shocking to me because I am a city girl, and even when I wasn't a city, I had a car, so it gave me that freedom, and I've lost a lot of that freedom by coming here, which I think is just gonna make me a better traveler and a better person. That's a huge reason why I'm doing this. Do you see homeless animals in the streets? So there are feral cats in the city of Kona, which is like the closest like big city to me, and they basically are living like the perfect life. There aren't any predators here. I mean, the only scary animals out here, I guess, are pigs, just because you might hit them with your car. But, and I haven't seen any pigs yet, but there aren't any like dangerous animals here other than the sharks and I guess just the ocean in general. So the cats kind of rule the roost, and they are fed very well. People seem to feed them regularly. I have never seen a starving animal. And I mean, cats can hold their own for sure. So I see a lot of homeless cats, and I think that they're living their best life. Oh, crumbs. Just got a text. Can't read that right now. What is the weather like? It's perfect. So I live up the mountain a ways, so the nights and the mornings are sort of cool. To me, they're not cool. Well, I mean, yes, I wear a sweater to bed usually. So the nights and the mornings are cool, and then we'll get 70s or 80s and sunny. Hardly any rain. I live on the dry side of the island. The other side of the island is basically rain every day. So it's kind of paradise out here, and I'm getting my tan on, as you guys can see. I'm super stoked about it. My voice is kind of gone right now. I'm sure you guys have noticed already, but do I miss the snow and the cold yet? No. I mean, snow is beautiful, but I was really not into it while I was home. And as soon as like Christmas season is over, I'm just not about it. There are a few mountains here that do get snow. So if by some good fortune I'm able to go see some snow here, it's kind of an amazing thing that I can go to the beach and go skiing in the same place at the same time, basically. So I hope to see some snow up close while I'm here for sure. Yay, you got a Vitamix, Beth. Congrats. I'm so excited for you. It's amazing. Make soup. That was my favorite thing to do back home. I haven't done it out here, though. Have I had a chance to play in the warm ocean yet? Of course. Go watch my vlogs. I've got another vlog I think I'm going to put out on Friday as well, where I do lots of playing in the water. Do I get a normal wage from WOOFF? I already talked about this previously, but no, there is no money involved. It is literally trade. I trade labor for housing and some food. How is the culture to Hawaii from the mainland? Completely different. I mean, the only like real similarity is that everyone speaks English, basically. Time goes by really slow here, and there is a huge sense of community and like people have your back kind of thing. I've noticed an overwhelming sense of, I don't know, just compassion, I suppose, which I wasn't sure about, because I did hear like that there was a lot of like racism and like, well, just people just don't like people from the mainland, which I totally understand. The Big Island's population has spiked very recently, and they're having a housing crisis, and it's just making it a lot harder for the people who have been here for a long time. So I totally can empathize with that frustration. But anyways, I was worried about coming here and just being like this little blonde white girl from Minnesota who doesn't belong, but people have been overwhelmingly kind to me. And I've learned a lot about the aloha spirit and just the spirit of giving and gratitude and being humble, and I really do feel it on a regular basis out here. It's amazing. So I think that's the biggest thing out here. otherwise, I mean, the problems back home are the same problems out here too. There's a lot of poverty, mental health, drug problems, which, you know, I saw a lot of that while I traveled on the mainland as well. So, I don't know. Also, the weather's perfect. Everyone's outside. And, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I did hear about all that snow. My parents sent me lots of pictures of all the snow. It was, Minnesota got the highest, or the biggest snowfall in like 10 years yesterday. So I've been getting lots of photos from that. I did sell my van. I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. Hi, Callie, by the way. Hello, fellow Minneapolis. Oh, Trisha asked, not woofing related, but have you been affected at all by the new YouTube monetization policy? Oh, thanks for asking. Because, yeah, it's not like, the thing is, a lot of the YouTubers I personally watch have been complaining about it, and I just haven't really felt driven to complain about it, only because I don't depend on this money. The money I get from YouTube is minuscule. You know, I'm by no means a career YouTuber, but I basically make like, well, yeah, no, the income I'm getting from YouTube is kind of sad and pathetic compared to what it was a few months ago even, or like 6 months ago. And I get demonetized on almost all of my videos, and then I have to like submit it for review, and then within a day it'll get remonetized, meaning that they admit like, yeah, your videos aren't bad, because none of my videos should be getting demonetized, you guys. And that day is the day that I get the most views, so that's when I would be getting paid. And so I'm demonetized for the first day, and then I get monetized again. So it's really frustrating and stupid, and I love YouTube, but like, they suck. They suck, and I don't want to, again, I'm not a career YouTuber, so I just don't feel like I have the right to complain, but especially for like people starting out like me, it just makes it impossible, because then it screws with like the algorithm, it screws with people finding me, it screws up me getting suggested on other people's videos. So like, as far as me being found by new viewers, it just makes it so much harder. So yes, it's super frustrating. I try and not think about it, because I do this because I love it, and the money behind it isn't affecting how often I post. So it is what it is. I'm here for you guys, basically, because you guys are great. And I just like videos. Maybe you could live in a van on Hawaii. Maybe I could. Just kidding. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'm still working it out. I haven't even been here a whole month yet. Would I recommend woofing? Yes, it's such a cheap way to travel. I mean, it's just very, well, and it's a good, I think it's a good, like, resume builder, like, travel and build your resume. That's cool. I think it's going to strengthen my work ethic a lot, and it challenges you. So if you're not up for the challenge, then no, you probably shouldn't do it. If you're here to go on vacation, then you might hate it. It just depends. There's a lot of different situations. Mine is mine's more, I guess, there's a lot of rules. It's a little stricter. There's, I don't know, there is a business involved. Meanwhile, on the other side of the island, that's where all like the hippies are, where you can go live in a tent and just like play music every day and like pick fruit together. So, I mean, there's such a variety. So it's just finding the right one for you. Yeah, no, I don't make like any money on YouTube anymore. I make maybe like $100 or $200 a month at this point. So, I mean, of course I'm grateful for that. I don't mean to like complain, but you look healthier since you've been living there. Thanks. Well, it's because I'm tan. I'm sun-kissed. All the vitamin D. Okay, let's keep going down this list, y'all. Before you guys are... How many people do I have? Hello. So a lot of people are asking questions that I've already answered, just so you guys know. So once this is over and uploaded fully as a like non-live video, I will go through it and do some timestamps for you guys, and you can go back and hopefully get the information you're looking for, because I don't want to repeat everything. I've already been repeating a little bit, but I am categorizing all of my questions, and again, I will timestamp them. And you can go back and learn all about it. Thank you. Sorry. Love you guys. What kind of people have you met? I kind of already talked about that. I mean, there's people from all over the world out here, I suppose. The other woofers I live with are primarily from America, and there is a nice age range. There's people younger than me, older than me. There are people here that are just kind of on an adventure. There are people here who are trying to get started and live here. People in the town, like I think the town I'm in, I've noticed primarily older crowd, I suppose, maybe like middle-aged. Because again, I'm in a small town, so it's not like, I don't know, it's small. I haven't really made friends with my new coworkers yet too, so that's going to affect my social circle as well, because I do start my night job tomorrow, which is a huge reason why I wanted to do this Q&A today, because today's kind of my last day of freedom. What is hitchhiking like, and is it scary? The first time I hitchhiked, I was scared out of my mind, and every time I do it in the future, it gets easier. So, I don't know, you literally just, you can walk and hold your thumb out, or you can like find a good spot where people can pull over, which has been better off for me. I did have to actually get taught how to hitchhike. I didn't really know what I was doing, so fortunately I had roommates and housemates to give me tips and pointers. But it's pretty cool. I've hitchhiked at night once, and I'm never gonna do that again. I'm gonna avoid it at all costs. It was really unnerving and not fun, and I was really lucky to have a very, very kind woman pick me up, and I lucked out, but I was really scared, and also no one could see me anyway, so it's just hard to get picked up at night. People don't know you, they don't know, you know, your story, so you have to think about it from their perspective as well. But for the most part, I've met some super cool people hitchhiking. I've gotten people's phone numbers and stuff while I'm trying to kind of make friends and establish myself and just have some resources around me, because I've met some really cool people. So, not so scary anymore, but I do carry weapons on me still, because duh. Would getting a bike help you to get around the island more? And I'm actually going to talk about this a little bit in Friday's vlog, but just to talk about it now, I suppose. My town is very not bike friendly. I live on super steep hills, and the highway is a 2-lane highway with basically no shoulder, and people drive pretty fast on it, so it's pretty dangerous, but people do it. Like, my roommate bikes, and she holds her own very well. I've seen some more like, they look like professional bikers training. Like, I know that they have the Ironman here in October, so apparently that's a big thing, and that includes biking. So I would get a bike if I can find one for like dirt cheap, but it's not worth investing in a really good bike, just because it would probably just get used for going to work. And then, you know, there are certain other highways that I can get to that also might be easy to bike on, but lots of hills. So, I mean, I'd get pretty ripped if I got a bike, and we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm poor right now, so I can't get one yet. Oh, that's a good lead up. How did you save money for your trip to Hawaii? I didn't. I got back from my 6-month road trip all over America and was broke. I got a catering job for 3 months, more like 2 months. I got this catering job which helped me pay off my debt because I had just a little bit of debt from my trip. So I paid it all off and had just a little extra money to spare, and then I ended up selling my car, Minnie, who I'm, like, every time I talk about it, I get really sad, because, like, I can't believe she's not mine anymore. I sold her to my dad, so that makes me feel better, but she's so great. I miss her. So yeah, I sold her for pretty cheap because she wasn't worth a lot, and that's the money that I'm living on right now, and you know, woofing has made things cheap for moving out here. And yeah, I start my job tomorrow, so hopefully things will be on the up and up for me. Okay, I'm gonna read some of your questions. How long do you plan on living on Hawaii? I have no clue. It kind of just depends on finances and just my general happiness, I suppose. So it's really hard to tell right now in the beginning, but I'd like to give it a fair shot. For those of you who watch all my videos, you know that my next goal, my next kind of long-term goal, is to buy a van to renovate and live in, and that I do believe I'll have to do on the mainland. I think it's just, I'm gonna have more resources out there for cheaper, so even if I went back to build my van and then brought the van here, that could happen. I don't know. We'll see. It hasn't even been a month yet, so it's really hard to tell, but as of right now, I am generally quite happy. Have you tried surfing yet? No. I've never surfed. I'm not even a strong swimmer. I mean, I can hold my own in the water, but I think I have a long way to go physically before I could do that. Greetings from South Germany. Wow. Hello. How about an electric bike or a scooter? Yeah, again, it's a money thing, but that could be a more, I mean, it's still dangerous, but like, whatever. Have I ever had dreads? I went 30 days without brushing once, and my hair started to naturally dread, and it looked really good until like the last 5 days, and then it did not look good. And so at that point I was like, wow, I really liked that look, and I do let my hair naturally dread on a regular basis, but at least right now I've decided that I'm not willing to do like full-on dreads. I do like the natural dreading that happens from me just not brushing my hair, because I actually haven't brushed my hair. Well, I think I've brushed my hair once since being here, but I do like run my fingers through my hair in the shower when I wash. Otherwise, I don't wash often, and I don't do a whole lot to it. So, I don't know, I could change my mind, because I do like dreads a lot. But if I were to get dreads, I'd want them to be professionally done and well maintained. I'm not about that like nasty like hippie dread. I like to look a little, I don't know, more put together, I suppose. Well maintained dreads are gorgeous though. Are you still homesick sometimes, and what do you do when you are? The homesickness is, I mean, it's like there, but it's not really overwhelming anymore. It was really sad. Like the first week I was here, I was really sad, which was so weird. I was not expecting that at all. It's like, I don't know, it's just not like me. It didn't happen on my last trip. I think it was just kind of a combination of culture shock with wanting that familiarity again. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good in general. But I still like call my family a lot, and I call my friends, and yeah, I don't know, pretty chill. I'm doing better. Okay. What were the What were the challenges you faced with dropping everything and moving off of the continent? Well, most of everything was already dropped, so that was very helpful. You know, I moved into my car in April, traveled till I ran out of money in October, and then as soon as I got back to Minneapolis, I was like, no, like this isn't over. I'm not ready to put roots down back into Minneapolis. I didn't want it. And that was a huge help in this process. I think if I had gotten a good job there and a place to live, it would have made it way harder to move out here. So that was a huge help, and I kind of did that on purpose, I suppose. But challenges, I guess just being like the only one who knows who you are, sort of thing. Like you come in and you're a stranger to literally everybody. I guess that's hard. I think that, you know, came with like the homesickness part of it. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of the stuff I already talked about, I guess. Someone wrote, if you think that traveling from the mainland to the US, from the mainland to Hawaii has a large culture shock, try traveling to India. Yeah, I know. The thing is, I just started traveling last year. I mean, I traveled a little bit, but this is so new for me, and I totally am aware that there is such a large world out there waiting for me, and I am taking this just one step at a time. Hawaii is what worked out for me because I need to kind of settle in one spot before I go on any big adventures and work a little bit. And yes, I'm fully aware that there's so much more culture shock to come. You don't need a passport to go to Hawaii. The laws are changing right now though, so I don't know. Are you going to visit the national parks while you're there? Duh. I want to visit, like, I have like a nice little list of places I have to go before I leave here, which, you know, again, I think I'm going to be here a while. So I've got some time. I'm not in any huge rush, but yes, I do have many adventures to come. Hi, Doc. Oh, funny. Did I have any money saved? No. Again, so you guys, for those of you who are just joining me, all of these questions are basically categorized, and once this video is done, I will add some timestamps so that people can easily access the questions that they are interested in hearing about. So stay tuned. I really don't want to, you know, talk myself in circles, because I already do that by myself. It's terrible. Oh, have you been in the tropics before? How do you like the climate? Closest thing to the tropics was the Caribbean and Mexico, and I love the climate. I actually was expecting more humidity here, but this is the dry side again. There's a lot of humidity on the other side of the island, so I'm excited to go out there and see what that's like. And I love the weather. I'm definitely kind of craving humidity, and I love the sunshine. The sun gets intense, but I'm on the hill where we have a nice breeze and stuff, so it's kind of perfect. take the plunge and do Central America. It's dangerous and exciting. I would love to. I mean, I'm going to get to every continent for at least a good amount of time. That's kind of that's the simplified version of my, I don't know, end game life goal. All the continents for a good amount of time. Why did I choose Hawaii? I was craving fruits, veggies. I want to learn about community, self-sustainability, and I wanted to be tan. So that's kind of why. Oh, and I need a job. So this way I didn't have to screw around with visas and stuff, or have like a time frame. Like I was seriously considering Australia, but I'd need to purchase a visa, which is expensive, and then I'd only be able to work for a year before I'd have to leave if I was to do their holiday work visa, and just having that time constraint kind of stressed me out. So Hawaii was the next best option. Trisha asked, do you still choose not to shave body hair? If you don't, do you have tips for women who feel self-conscious about not shaving since you seem confident with it? So out here, the acceptance is, you know, it's not weird out here. I feel like it's totally common. Wow, that looks really light right now. I don't shave my armpits, but I trim them every, I don't know, 2 or 3 months with a little trimmer. And you really just have to kind of put yourself out there. Like I had a weird saying that I used at my old job because I got made fun of, like legit, at my old job. But I always would say I got my tits out and my pits out, because I also don't wear a bra. And in Minnesota, it was really uncommon to see those sorts of things. So I just sort of like made a joke of it and kind of like put it in people's faces. Like, I don't know, I've given this as advice in the past, but it's fake it till you make it. Even if you feel insecure about something, if you just kind of put that on the back shelf and just throw yourself at it, you're gonna notice that people kind of just respect you for it. Even if they think you're weird, it's like, well, I guess she's doing her thing. What are you gonna do? But I have been shaving my legs out here, which is sort of new for me, but it feels good. So I don't know. I just kind of do what feels good. And I was thinking about making a video about it, but I don't know really what there is more to say about it. Does woofing have a certain time period at a certain farm? It's totally up to you and that person to come to an agreement. So that's why it took me 6 weeks. I interviewed for 6 weeks before I found a place that I felt would be a good fit. Everything's different. It can be 2 weeks, it could be a month, it could be a year, whatever. But it's really like, as long as you guys like each other, you're fine, kind of thing. How am I dealing with the price increase? I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, so it is what it, like, I don't know, I just try and find what stores have the best prices, which I'm starting to get a handle on. But there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you moved here, and like that's the consequence, that you just have to pay extra for everything. So I don't know. I haven't really been buying anything. It makes me think twice though when I do purchase things. Thank you for liking my armpit hair. Earth mamas. Yeah, I'm an earth mama for not shaving, sure. That's cute. Yes! That's such a good, I'm gonna put that on. I have a, okay, Tamara said, make a shirt with your hair motto. Got my tits out and my pits out. You're a genius. because I mean, of course, at some point, if this YouTube thing goes well, I would love to make merch. And I already have a list of ideas I have, so I'm totally gonna put that on my list. You're so right, because that is kind of my motto. Oh, that's funny. Is minimum wage higher over there? Right now, minimum wage is $10.10, so it just depends. What shoes do you recommend or use for hiking? Well, I haven't been on any like crazy hikes right now, but I've just been using, I'd show you. They're just like heavy duty sandals. Elise from Raw Alignment recommended Xero, the brand. It's Xero. So I think I would like to purchase some of those when I have some money. So thanks, Elise, again. She's always giving good advice over there on her channel. Okay. How long have I been streaming for? This is crazy. So someone asked me a long time ago, and I'm just doing a Q&A, so I hope they watch this, but they wanted me to go over my 6-month road trip briefly about when I went and where, or where I went and when. So just to briefly remind you guys, and for those of you who are new to my channel, go back and watch my travel vlogs from my road trip, because it was, I mean, it was a life-changing experience, and I had some amazing memories, did some amazing hiking, explored cities, did all that sort of thing. So go back and watch my vids. There's a playlist for it too, but I have lots of playlists if you guys are interested. So in April, I started in Minnesota and drove all the way south to Texas. So the month of April, I was in Texas and New Orleans. In May, I was in Florida, which got really hot. That was crazy. Florida, and then like Nashville, did some stuff in Kentucky, and then I went to West Virginia, and then over to Maryland. And then in June, I did New York City, I did Boston, and then I went all the way up to Maine, spent a couple of weeks in Maine, which was amazing. And then, oh wait, yeah, June I moved fast. So I did Maine, and then maybe, yeah, I think I did New York in May. Wait, in May as well, yeah. So June I did Maine. I think I'm getting confused. Anyways, I did, and then I went up to Canada, and then I went back to Minneapolis for the 4th of July, hung out with my family for a week and my friends. And then in July, I went through the Badlands and did Yellowstone, started driving up towards Montana, and I think I got into Canada around then. So basically July was like the Rocky Mountains. And then in August, I was doing the West Coast, which was, yeah, I started in Vancouver, drove through California, and then I broke down, so I kind of got stuck in California for a little bit, and then September, I did mostly California. Yeah, that's when I broke down. September I was in Cali, and then I drove up from San Diego through Las Vegas and Utah, and then I made it to Colorado the first week of October, and then I went straight home from Colorado. So originally I was gonna do the West Coast in the spring and the East Coast in the fall, but I ended up switching my itinerary, and I'm not mad about it, but it should have been done the other way around. I had reasons, and it's whatever. So I would recommend doing it completely backwards and going like maybe down like through San Diego, up the West Coast, over through Canada, and then over through Canada, and then down to Florida towards like the end of the trip, and doing the South around like September, October. Aww. What was your favorite national park along your road trip? I want to answer that, but I already have a video where well, okay, I'll tell you what number one is, but it's a spoiler for my other video. I rank all the national parks from least favorite to favorite, so go watch that video because it's interesting, and I use footage from my trip and photos, so it's really fun to get an idea of some of the parks that I visited. But my favorite park is Glacier National Park in Montana. There was a video of you driving home crying. I cried with you. I also cried when you and your sister were sitting on the couch singing. Call me a sap, but it was such a sweet moment. Yeah, thank you. A lot of people hate like the tears, but I am an open book, and I I don't know, like I don't cry that often, but if I don't know, I just made this channel so you guys could understand what it feels like to do what I'm doing. And why would I censor out the tears? Just seems silly to me. Inspiration for traveling, movies, books, people. Well, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings freak. So the fact that I grew up, I read The Hobbit in like 3rd grade, I think, and then The Lord of the Rings came out shortly after, and I read that. So, I mean, Lord of the Rings was, well, it's such a huge part of who I am, and it really did inspire that in me. But I also grew up on like Disney movies and like having an imagination, and I wrote stories my whole childhood, and I think that was a huge thing. I think travel and imagination go hand in hand. So the fact that I had a very imaginative childhood led me to be the traveler that I am today, I think. I'm trying to think what else. Under the Tuscan Sun, I watched that movie when I was a kid. That was another huge influencer for me. Yeah, I think that's a good enough answer. Do you have doubts before, or did you have doubts before going on your road trip? No, not really. I had more doubts before moving to Hawaii than I did on my road trip. This was levels scarier. I kind of placed a lot of safety nets into my road trip because it was the first time I'd solo traveled, and so out here there's a lot less of a safety net, so it did make it a lot scarier. Will you ever come back to the mainland, and what would be your next adventure? Yes, I do think I'll eventually come back. I don't know when. Could be in a year, could be in 3 years, could be in 6 months. It really depends on how things are going here. But my next goal is to purchase a van and renovate it, because living in Mini was my dream. Car life, van life, I'm all about it, but it was really hard to deal with such a small space. So I definitely want to do that. And then I wasn't able to make it to Arizona last time, and the whole West Coast was on fire last time I went, so I'd like to do some do-overs next time I'm there and go see the Grand Canyon and hike rim to rim, at least, in the Grand Canyon. That's a bucket list item of mine. And I'd like to go caving again. I went caving in West Virginia and it was amazing, so I really want to do that. How does your family feel about all of your travels, and how big of a family do you have? I have a small family with a large extended family. I have my mom and my dad and my sister, and she's married and has 3 kids. So I've got 2 nephews and a niece who are my everything. It was so hard to leave them. And then I have lots of aunts and uncles. Both my parents have 6 siblings each. So, you know, they get married, they have kids. It's a lot of family. My immediate family at first kind of didn't believe me, or like encouraged me not to, I suppose, and then they sort of got over it. And I think that, well, they don't like that I'm here, but they still support me, even though it might not be easy for them to support me, but they do, which is great because it makes it easier for me. And then my extended family are pretty cool about it. I don't know. What do you suggest to someone who wants to travel but is being looked down upon by family for not wanting to live more traditionally? I mean, I think of it as one step at a time. Patience is a virtue. So if it's not the right time and you don't have the right resources or you're not mature enough, I mean, your family could have valid points. The thing is, I don't know your family. I don't know you. It's really hard to say. I think it's worth considering what they have to say, but you should also have a tight circle of people who travel, and those are the people that know you but also know traveling, and I think they're going to offer you better advice than maybe your parents who are biased about wanting to keep you safe or keep you home. So, I mean, if they're like making you go to college and stuff, maybe you should go to college. I don't know. That's a complicated thing, but again, I think if traveling is something that's important to you, meeting fellow travelers will help you in your decision making. Okay, let's read. So those were all the questions I got on traveling. So I'm just gonna see what you guys are asking. You seem to love hiking, but would you do a through hike like the Pacific Coast Trail or the AT? What's the AT? Oh, the Appalachian Trail. I'm very open to it. I don't feel super called to that. I mean, I've never done like a backpacking hike ever. Like I've never hiked in, camped, and then hiked out. So that is a huge bucket list item for me, especially in Montana, but basically anywhere. I'm just looking, well, first of all, it's just not something that I can do by myself, at least now. I have so much learning to do as far as camping. I'm still kind of new to all of it. So if I find the right people and the right opportunity, I would probably jump on it. As far as like those extended trips, like the Appalachian Trail, I think if I get to a point where I'm like feeling passionate about it, then heck yeah, that would be an amazing accomplishment. I think it would be physically challenging, mentally challenging. So maybe I'll get to that point someday, but I'm definitely not there right now where I'm thinking about it. How long can I live at the place I'm living? Well, she is cool with me being here, you know, semi-long term, as long as she's happy with the work I'm putting in and as long as I'm happy being here. But we can cut it shorter if we need to. I think I would just probably give her some notice before doing that. But it's kind of open-ended. Do you have any safety tips for solo traveling and living in your van? I mean, I kept weapons on me. I never needed weapons, but I had pepper spray, a taser, and a knife. I didn't use any of them, except, I mean, the knife on like day-to-day things, like, you know, instead of scissors. But having those things will make you feel comfortable, you know, in the beginning especially. But I don't know, stealth camping was great. Like, having no one know I was in a place was helpful because if they don't know I'm there, then they're not going to mess with me. Versus if I was setting up a tent every night, they might see my shadow and be like, oh, there's a solo traveler. So I really enjoyed living in my van for that reason. And yeah, I think weapons are good. I think taking self-defense is really important for everyone to do. I haven't done that yet, but it is something that I really would like to do. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. Money saving tips, please. Stay tuned for another video on that. I'm gonna deep dive into that because I can't just rattle those off right now. No doubt you have plans to go to the top of Mauna Loa, or is it Mauna Kea? I get them mixed up. I don't know. That's not on my list yet, but I'll look into it. Do I have time to date? I mean, if someone was worth making the time for, I could, but I am really short on time and it's not on the forefront of my agenda. I'm so picky, just putting that out there. Just waiting for the right one, you could say. So I have a few general questions and then my list is basically done, and then I can ask for any other questions. But this video, well, I've been streaming for over an hour, so we gotta wrap this up because I'm having zero fun. Kidding. Oh God, I do not want to talk about dating, you guys. Oh my God. What's my ideal man? Thanks, Doc. Of course it would be you to ask that. I don't have a type. There. Okay. Are you still accepting Patreon donations? Yes, my Patreon is live still. It's definitely hit a lull, but if you guys do enjoy the content I'm making and you want to support me, you're welcome to do a monthly donation as low as $1 per month, and then you get some perks. I'm actually going to be redoing the perks. I should get a P.O. box. I don't know. I'm on the fence. What are you wanting to major in school? How old do you think I am? I didn't go to college. I went to beauty school and I did hair for 5 years and I loved it. And if I went to school, if I had to pick a major right now, it would probably be something like, I don't know, well-rounded, like business management or writing, because I used to have very severe dreams of going to film school and being a screenwriter. So it would probably be something that could help me in some sort of creative field or, you know, entrepreneurship. But I have no intentions of going to school. Do I edit videos on my iPhone? I do film basically all my stuff on my iPhone except when I'm using my GoPro underwater and stuff. But I do not edit on my iPhone. I have a laptop that I do edit everything with, and I use iMovie, so very bare bones out here. I'm feeling the need to upgrade. I really want to get a camera and get some better software. I want to bring my videos to the next level. I think it's time, but I need some money before I can get there. So that's kind of, I don't know. We'll get there when we can. Do you have any resolutions for 2018? Because I did ask for questions kind of shortly after the new year, and I guess my main focus has just been my general health and being vegan, getting healthier, drinking less, and all of these things are going very well for me. So that's kind of been the focus for me. So those are all the questions I have listed here. Did anyone have any other questions? It is your last chance. And also, don't forget, I'm going to timestamp these so you can go back and rewatch all of the questions you guys missed, because a lot of you guys are asking repeat questions, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. How old am I? I'm 26. Do I get free internet where I am living? I do have Wi-Fi on the property, which is a huge perk of being where I am. It's a huge reason why I would like to stick around here for a little bit. The Wi-Fi isn't good, but it is good enough. I'm able to upload videos pretty good, but I can't stream very well. So I use my unlimited data on my phone to watch all my videos and stream music and stuff. And then if I go to certain places in town or in, you know, other places on the island, I have like no reception, nothing. So I make do very well on a day-to-day basis. I'm pretty lucky. Do I consider myself a minimalist? Yes, I do. I started to practice minimalism about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, and every 6 months or so I would get rid of more stuff. I started as a person who owned hundreds of clothing items and tons of makeup and beauty products and stuff, especially as a hairstylist. I had tons of things like that, and I collected snow globes, I collected DVDs, I just had stuff, and I felt weighed down. I wanted to travel more, and the more you own, the more you carry, and it has been a process. Like I said, I started 3 years ago and I still think I own too much, and I am going to make a video of like kind of a tour of everything I brought to Hawaii with me, but yes, I am absolutely a minimalist. I don't think it is I don't look at it as like a religion, like there aren't rules. It's just owning things that bring you joy, and I don't know, I just try and practice not owning possessions. I like to own memories. I spend my money on food and adventures and not on things anymore. So sorry guys, I need to figure out a way that I don't have to keep scrolling. Again, I'm brand new to like live streaming. Are you eating out a lot less since moving there? Yes. I ate out a few times with my friend because I just had a friend in town, which that vlog will be up on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Hit the bell button and subscribe, you know what to do. But yes, I am eating out like maybe never, maybe once or twice a week if I'm feeling lazy, because there are some cute restaurants in my town, which is awesome, but I definitely eat at home because I have no money, and I love having a kitchen again. Not living in Mini and not having a kitchen was hard, so it's really nice having a kitchen. Is self-service more expensive over there? I don't think so. I actually still have my Mainland service. I haven't switched yet, and I don't know if I ever will because I'm tolerating very well. I don't mind losing reception here and there. It really doesn't bother me. If for some reason I move to a different part of the island, my opinion might change. Your tattoo looks awesome. How is the healing process for that? Size sleeve. Long and itchy. It was really itchy. Like the itchy stage lasted forever. And also just a little tattoo update. I'm really concerned about the sun out here because I like to wear minimal clothes and I like my skin to be tan and stuff, but I'm really concerned about like the line work getting smudged and the colors fading, and it's really scary for me. So I'm very diligent about putting SPF on her, but if you guys do happen to have any tips for me, write it in the comment section, please. Was it easy for you to purge belongings? I don't know. It gets a lot easier. Like, I think I know what mindset to put myself in when I'm getting rid of stuff. And I've had the YouTube community, which has been a huge influencer for me as I started this journey. And so usually before I will have like a purge day where I get rid of all of my stuff again, because I've done this, you know, multiple times throughout the last few years, I will usually start my day off with some motivation and watch some videos about it, and that just gets me in the right mindset, and I'm able to kind of disconnect myself from any emotional attachment I have to something. But again, it's not always easy. but I think I'm obviously better at it than a lot of people because it's what I want. And if you want it, you'll do it, you know? It's not for everybody. So I think I'm gonna end this video because really long. Again, a lot of you guys are asking questions I've already answered. So once this is posted and everything, I will put some timestamps up for you guys. Hopefully you can find what you need. But thank you guys for all your questions. This was fun. I think I will be doing live Q&As more than pre-recorded Q&As because I think it feels good to be honest and open and not have to edit. And also Q&As are my least favorite thing to edit, so this is really great. So thank you. I'll see you guys really soon. Again, I have a really fun vlog coming out on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Hit the bell button and follow me on Instagram. I am doing Instagram stories almost daily, so you can get more of my day-to-day life sort of things on Instagram. It's holly.huckleberry. All my other social media is linked in the description box. I love you faces. I'll see you guys on Friday. Love you guys. Okay, shit. How do oh no! I was trying not to swear this whole video and then I fucked it up. Okay, bye. Peace.